It's best game show ever. On this episode, you've experienced pain, misfortune, and misery. But this isn't Shakespeare. This is Gaming Tragedies.
So there are two types of gaming tragedies in my book. There is one that happens within the game, something that makes you cry, and then something that happens to your game.
A gaming tragedy is when something so traumatic happens to the console or the game that you are playing on, and you just stare at your television screen hoping that what just happened didn't actually happen.
It's been built up, and then you're just ready. You're ready to save, or you're ready to save someone, and it's just ripped away from you, and you're just left with tears and sadness.
Gaming tragedies for me are always like freezings, or especially things that are out of my control. Like, it wasn't my fault. It was the stupid computer or the glitch. You just stare at it like, no.
My whole life is a video game tragedy. My whole life. I was never allowed an actual gaming system as a kid. At the time, I was really, really mad at them. You know, fuck you, mom and dad, like, I just want to be a kid and play, sports games and like ride skateboards and be cool, play guitar.
I erased my friend's memory card on his PlayStation because it asked me if I wanted to format the card, and I did not know what the word format meant.
I'm on the final stage of Moonwalker, kicking ass. Woo! My little cousin decides to run past the TV, kicks the cord out. Genesis goes flying through the air, power goes off. This little bitch stole this opportunity from me. My cousin ruined my Moonwalker score. You don't ruin a moonwalk.
An even bigger tragedy was on that memory card was Thrill Kill, a game that you could only get by bootlegging it because it was so controversial at the time that the publisher pulled it before it could hit store shelves. And it went bye-bye because I'm an asshole.
The night Skyrim came out, I was so excited, but I also went out to a bar and ended up getting drunk. And I'm sitting there for hours configuring my character, start playing the game. The next morning I wake up. I don't even remember what I had done or who I had created. And so the entire time I was playing this game, I'm like, who are you?
Zelda: A Link to the Past. I took 141 hours to beat that game. I saw a walkthrough on YouTube that was just longer than 2 hours. That would not have been a good metric of my future potential.
That was a huge mistake, creating a character while drunk. But it takes so long to do it that I just didn't want to remake him. So he's kind of my bastard child. He was conceived while inebriated. He's a shame to my family.
I learned that I should not enjoy abusing chickens and destroying pots with swords, because that does not advance the game.
I was playing Twisted Metal 2 on the PlayStation, and the game crashed. And when it did, it corrupted my memory card, like the old first generation PlayStation memory card, and erased everything. Not just like, oh, I lost a little bit of gameplay here, and then I'm talking like my 200% playthrough of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, my entire playthroughs of Suikoden 1 and 2, where I'd collected all 108 stars on each of them, which those of you who played those games, you know how terrible it is to lose that.
You abuse the chickens enough, and then all the chickens come flocking through, like to get their revenge on you, so they're like, I tried to do it until they formed a union and attacked.
The ear started pumping, the red blood flow kind of, all the sound starts fading from the room, you start getting dizzy. It was one of those cinematic moments where I felt like my whole life was draining out of me.
The ultimate lesson I learned from this is if somebody is trying to achieve something in a video game and they're doing really well, sit your ass down, calm down. Also, you might get an ass whooping if you don't.
And don't create characters while you're on drugs or drunk, because you won't remember what your character looks like or why you chose to be a cat person in the first place when you really wanted to be a Nord.
Maybe strike 2 or 3 chickens with your sword and then go on to the next dungeon.
The lesson I learned from my tragedy would be to never ever trust first generation hardware. Don't test the boundaries in games. Bugs are fun to find, but sometimes it might wipe your entire hard drive.
Don't play games on a Pentium 90 with 16 megabytes of RAM. Don't use Windows 98 2nd edition as your main gaming platform. Don't launch games from DOS. stay away from Windows Millennium. Somewhere in the range of, 256 megabytes or higher at least, let's go crazy, let's say 512 megabytes.
Game tragedies like these can happen to anyone. They can happen to you. Yeah, you. And here's what you do to prevent them. Save. Save often. Are you saving right now? Save right now, I'll wait. Save.
And there you have it, gamers. We want to know your biggest gaming tragedy, so leave a comment here. And subscribe now, because next Wednesday, your forbidden virtual love becomes real when we discuss video game characters you want to date.